and I am trying to center the image. So I'm in a new place today. I don't know this place. Was passing by with the car and I decided to stop and make a stream. That's why also I'm streaming in a different hour than I normally do. My computer keeps still broken, so I'm gonna be doing just live streams like this with the handheld camera, and so I'm gonna do it whenever it's best in terms of lighting and my capacity to go out into nature. So we will do a few missions like this. Today we will talk about mantras and particularly about the importance of having a personal mantra. And I'm gonna give it. I'm going to focus it from the perspective of how it matters to have a personal mantra, not just during the day-to-day, but also the moment that we die. So we're going to be a little bit serious in that way, but I'm going to start with the concept of day-to-day and the idea of mantra. And one reflection I was having the other day is that when we want to meditate, the biggest obstacle is the mind. Most of the times when we have an obstacle, it's coming from the mind. Occasionally it can be also the body. Let's say that if you have some disease that creates a lot of pain in your body and doesn't allow you to sit comfortably and just to stay sitting for a long time, relaxed without having to worry about the body, then the body can also be a problem. But even the body can be subjected to what the mind is looking at. So let's say, for example, you have some uncomfort position and you feel a little bit of pain in the legs. You can just ignore that. If you know everything is fine, you just ignore the little bit of pain or a little bit of discomfort. If a leg falls asleep, you can just ignore it. It will wake up again. Or you can be with the mind focused on that and just thinking about how uncomfortable it is and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, the mind is also influencing whatever is happening with the body. So the majority of our troubles comes with the mind. And even when the distractions are from the body or something else, it's also the mind. Let's say you have a lot of noise around you and some noisy neighbors, or let's say you have trains passing by. Well, that's your mind getting distracted with those noises or paying attention to something else rather than focusing on the meditation. So at the end of the day, it's also the mind. Now, the mind is not just evil. I'm not just trying to say the mind is bad and we have to stop the mind, because that's not the main objective of meditation and not even the method of meditation, to stop the mind. And actually the mind is something that in Sanskrit we call it antarkarana, the inner instrument. The mind is the instrument that we have to reach the divine. The mind is what gives us the capacity to connect with the divine. So the mind is a tool, an instrument that we can use, and it can be put to our service. However, in most of the times, the main problem to meditate is that mind. Now, the mind, it thinks into mostly in images and words, mostly. And when you think about something, you first recall an image of that, and then you talk to yourself about that thing. So if I'm thinking about my computer, my broken computer, right? That could be distraction to my meditation. If I'm thinking about my computer, I have the image of my computer, maybe the image of me receiving some errors, how the computer broke down, and then immediately there is some discourse, my mind is telling me something about it. And now the computer is broken, I'm gonna have to fix it, it's gonna take 3 weeks or 4 weeks or who knows how long, and I'm not gonna be able to record. And do I have any streams planned? What about if I have a training? And so the mind is doing all these things. That's spoken language, that's speaking to you. So even if the images get recorded in the mind as in the form of images, the mind will express it with words. Okay, so far we have that the mind is the main obstacle to meditation, And the mind communicates a lot through words, images and words, especially through words. Now, which part of yoga deals with words? Which part of yoga works specifically with words? Well, that's mantra, isn't it? So if we look at, of all practices of yoga, mantra is the one that is most directly going to have an effect on the mind. And therefore, if we have issues with the mind, that's the main obstacle, then we are going to, the tools of mantra yoga are going to be useful to deal with that mind. It's very simple, very rational thinking, right? Very logical. And it brings us to the point of how mantras are relevant. Now, even the word mantras, protecting mind, protection. So protection of the mind, or protecting ourselves from the mind, or protecting our mind from, going into random directions, and protection of the mind, So mantra is super relevant for dealing how to deal with the mind, and especially in our path to meditation. So that's one aspect. Now there is another aspect too, and it's that, maybe I need to go slowly into that other aspect because it's a deep topic. One is that if you remember if you've seen the videos, how the cycle of manifestation is created. So from the nothingness there comes Shiva and Shakti, and from Shiva and Shakti this polarity of Shiva and Shakti, then the Prakriti comes down, This is Purusha becoming Prakriti, and or imbuing Prakriti. And Prakriti is the creation, and the creation is made of, as you go down in the tree of creation, of evolution, you come down to the 5 elements, the 5 tattvas. And when you get to the 5 tattvas, this is what we can perceive through the 5 senses, And that information from the 5 senses, the sight and the hearing and the touch and the taste and the smell, that allows me to connect with this world outside, that is material world, the earth, water, fire, air, ether. And as I connect through that world, these senses go into manas. That's the part of the mind that receives the information from these senses. So remember, we say mantras. We don't say ahankartras or chittatras or buddhitras. We say mantras, meaning that we are working on manas. So the very first thing that mantras do is protect in this part of the mind that is in relation to the senses. Now, the 5 senses is the way that we connect to the outside world, and from Patanjali we know that the path towards meditation is an inward path, so it's about going inward, bringing the senses in, that's pratyahara, before we can concentrate and meditate, dharana dhyana, to get to samadhi. So in this process of pratyahara to go inwards, the problem is we get distracted. Most often, there is other problems with the mind, It can be less subtle, it can be more gross, it can be lazy, it can be lying to us. There's lots of things, but distraction is one of them. And distraction is often because of what happens through the senses. So I hear a sound, or I feel some feeling, maybe the cloth is, my trousers are a little bit uncomfortable, or something that's happening with the senses that is going to pull my mind in a certain direction. Well, okay, when we have a mantra established and stable, that mantra is going to protect manas, the part of the mind that is in relationship to the senses, so that the manas doesn't go running away with whatever feeling, sensation is coming from these 5 senses. So even if I hear a bus passing behind me, I will still be able to, I hear it. It's not like I don't hear it. I hear it passing by, but I don't focus on that, and I keep my focus within. And so mantras are going to help me on that regard. And there is much more in relationship to the senses. I'm coming to the topic of death as well. So this material existence, this material world, through earth, water, fire, these things that we can perceive through these 5 senses are trying to capture our attention. They're also trying to make us incarnate, by making us see the world. You see the little baby, and the mother is, playing with a toy in front, and look at the toy, look at the little toy, and the baby is like captured, oh wow, what is this shiny thing, right? The mind likes to pay attention to anything that is unusual and unfamiliar or colorful or shocking, to pay attention to those things. And so Maya, and the mother also, Maya, it comes with the energy of Ma is the mother. The mother plays with the toy in front so that the spirit comes down. The spirit is somehow still very out there, and the baby is very connected to the spiritual realm. The babies sleep 15 hours a day, and they are mostly out there. And then when they come, then the mother is seducing them to come into the body, incarnate, little baby. You have to become a human, right? And it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just describing the process. And even after the mother plays with the toy, Maya, the other mother, another kind of mother, is in the world trying to seduce us to get entangled with the world. And it's part of the elements that helps us to get fascinated by what we see and what we hear and what we smell and what we taste. And so start to create our ego, deciding what we like or what we dislike. So Maya is seducing us through the senses, and we may lose a lot of energy through the senses as well. That's how mantra is protecting us. But this is the material world. We have to incarnate as a spirit, has to come down. We have to get into this body, this physical body made of these 5 elements, and we have these 5 senses to connect to this physical body. Okay, so far so good. So we have these 7 chakras. We have many more, but 7 are the main ones that are often described. And out of these 7 main senses, the first 5 are connected to the 5 elements. So the first chakra will be smell, and the second will be taste, and so on. We've seen this many times in the channel already. We're not going to go into that. However, every one of these 5 first chakras are in relationship to a sense, and therefore they are our connection to the external material world. The external material world. So, we relate to the outside world through these 5 senses and 5 chakras. And there's something interesting as well. The moment that we die, we will depart this body, and we will be our energy will be pulling up through the central channel, hopefully, and departing through the 10th gate in the crown, hopefully. And so all the energy has to be gathered up through the central channel and go up, which is something that we often train to do during the practice of yoga. We train ourselves to die consciously by inhaling, holding, applying mulband, which is the root lock, locking the root to make the energy go up, and start to learn the passage of the energy of what the energy has to do in the moment of death. So we are preparing ourselves for the moment that we die. But if you never thought about this, there's something very interesting happening there as well, which is that as our essence departs this physical body, we are going to leave the body behind, and we're going to leave the chakras behind, and we're going to leave the mind behind. But as we leave these chakras behind, we also leave what these chakras offer us, which means that we start to be less connected to the first chakra, to the second chakra, to the third chakra. And it can all happen suddenly. Like if a young person suddenly dies, then they are going to lose directly the connection with the first chakra, and second, and then third and fourth. All the energy goes up and then departs. And or it can happen slowly if you are an older person, and maybe as you are growing older, 80, 90, whatever age you are, then you may be less and less connected to those lower chakras. Now, for example, the first chakra is a smell, and you may notice that older people sometimes they don't smell the food anymore. They are, they put the plate and they start eating the plate, and they are like, "Oh, sorry, I burned the food. I didn't realize," and they don't even notice. Maybe the smell is not there, the taste is not there, because they have been losing the connection to the first and the second chakra. Third chakra is the sight. They start losing the sight. So as we grow older, we become less entangled and attached and invested into these lower chakras, and this energy is going higher, and we are losing our senses in a way. Now that's interesting. Why is it interesting? Because when we die, the moment that we die, we are going through the process of losing the connection to the senses. We are also gonna lose the connection to the sight, to vision. Now, how is that important? Because if you have focused all your life, you are meditating on an image. Let's say you were doing Tratakam on a yantra. Yeah, Tratakam is this meditation where you fix your eyes in one spot and you keep them focused, you don't even blink, and you meditate by looking like that. The eyes are connected to the mind, so the eyes fixed, the mind gets fixed. And then you look at the yantra. Yantra is like a mandala, is a drawing with these geometric patterns and lines that as you watch it, it creates an effect on your brain. And you may be doing your personal meditation, maybe every day doing this, like focusing on a yantra, or maybe on a deity. Maybe you are doing Tratakam on Durga or a shape of Ganesha. You have a little statue of Ganesha, and then you are meditating on Ganesha. That's all good. However, the moment that we die, when this energy is pulled away from these five senses, we are gonna at some point lose the sense of sight. And as you are going and you want to depart consciously, as you want to depart this planet consciously, you are gonna try to recall that image that you were focusing so much on, and the image is not gonna be there because we cannot visualize it. We're gonna be having an experience going through whatever we are going through as we come out through the tunnel. And wait, this is closed. Let me turn around. And the image, we try to recall, let's see how Durga is, and try to visualize it so that Durga accompanies you on the path. That image may not be available. Now, of the five senses, the last one, and the one that actually helps to create the bridge to what is outside, that's the fifth chakra. Yeah, those are the five senses. The fifth chakra is the one that is speaking and also connected to the ears, so listening. So ether connected to vibration, connected to sound. So even though we may lose the sight, which is the third chakra, early on, and particularly during the moment of death, the connection to vibration is not lost. So the moment of death, we may go out of this body and be able to recall not an image, the image of Durga or Ganesha, but we will be able to recall the mantra, yeah? Whether you are calling Durga, Ganesha, or whatever mantra you have. So if your personal mantra was Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha, for example, then on the moment of death, you will be able to recall that mantra, vibrate that mantra, and with that vibration create some sort of cocoon that is going to protect your soul and your spirit as you depart and you go through the process of death. So that's why it's so important, fundamental really, to have a personal mantra established during life, a mantra that is not only going to be ringing in your head when you are conscious and practicing yoga, but also whenever you are shocked or surprised, something happens. Now imagine a tree fell just here, boom, Waheguru, yeah? That the first thing you say is Waheguru or whatever mantra, no, Om Namo, whatever your personal mantra is, that it would kick immediately as soon as something shocks you, because we don't know how we're going to die. There may be a shock, and there may be people screaming around us, there may be an ambulance, who knows what is going to happen. And what are you going to say? Are you going to say, oh shit? Yeah, are you going to say a bad word? Or are you going to say, Waheguru? Yeah? And because that vibration is going to carry with you. So we want to have the right vibration set up. And for that, we practice during life, especially in all sorts of circumstances and situations. Even when we are nervous, when we are anxious, when we are surprised, then we establish that mantra within so that the day that we need it is going to be there for us. So that's the importance of mantra. Not only to protect our mind. Hold on, let me find another path, maybe through here. Let's see where this goes. This looks more like a goat path. Doesn't look like a human path. I'll try a little bit. So not only protects our mind during the day and therefore helps us in the practice of meditation, but also will protect us in the moment of death so that we can depart this earth in a conscious manner. So it makes sense, right? If you follow the explanation and the logic, it makes sense that we would like to develop this practice and firmly establish a mantra within you. Now, one of the most effective ways to establish the mantra within is in your breath. And the reason for that is because breath is linked to consciousness. Yeah, we want to depart consciously. So how about the one element that is linked to consciousness, we associate it with the mantra. So we've done this reasoning before, but let me do it one more time. Of all the autonomous functions of this body, the breath is the one that we can master. Yeah? We can consciously modify it. If I say to you now, stop your digestion, you cannot do it, just like that. Unless you're a great yogi or yogini, just like that with an instruction, it's very hard to just control an autonomous function. If I say lower the blood pressure, unless you start to imagine things and change your breath and things like that, just from a thought, it's very, very hard. So we cannot control those autonomous functions. But if I say to you, inhale, exhale, we can control it, right? So, and here is nice to breathe because there is all this eucalyptus, which are kind of like a plague actually, because they destroy the local flora around, and the flora affects the fauna as well. But yeah, there's lots of eucalyptus and ferns in this region of Portugal and even Spain, in Galicia. So, I mean, it's not good for the local vegetation, but I love the smell of eucalyptus, and it opens the lungs. So, lovely to breathe with this. So, if breathing, the air is the element that is more connected to consciousness, what we want is to establish within the breath that mantra. So that mantra gets associated to consciousness. And a good way to do this is every time we inhale, every time we exhale, whatever we are doing, we're walking in the forest or we are walking in the cement in the city, or catching a ride in a bus or a train or whatever you are doing, or washing the dishes. Can you inhale Sat and exhale Nam, or inhale So and exhale Hang, or Om Namah Shivaya, or whatever is your mantra? Because the good thing about mantra practice is that you don't need anything. Everybody can practice. Everybody who is a conscious being can practice that. You may be bedridden, you may be tetraplegic, not being able to move, unable to move. You can still repeat mantras, and if not vocally, you may not be even be able to speak. You can do it even internally, mentally. So everybody can do mantras, which you cannot say the same about any branch of yoga, right? You cannot put the leg behind the head if you are in a wheelchair, but you can chant mantras. So mantras is the most fundamental practice, and so we establish that with the breath. Yeah, we inhale, and you inhale with the mantra, exhale with the mantra, and you associate the mantra not to the breath but to consciousness, because the day we die, the breath will stop. Yeah, so another way you can practice is, if you are chanting, let's say, Om Namah Shivaya, then you practice Om Namah Shivaya on the inhale, Om Namah Shivaya, hold the breath, Om Namah Shivaya on the exhale, Om Namah Shivaya, holding the breath without the breath, and then again, no? So Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, 4 inhales, then Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, holding, Om Namah Shivaya, exhaling, no air, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, and carrying on. And so even when you have no breath, like when you are holding, the vibration of the mantra carries on. And it's actually quite powerful meditation, super simple and very powerful, using a pranayama. Okay, now I'm getting blocked. There's no path forward here. I'm gonna go back. Using very simple pranayama, Samavriti pranayama. Samavriti is the same vrittis, the same movement, yeah, for the inhale and hold and exhale and hold. And you can repeat, for example, 4 times. And very simple pranayama and very, very powerful. All right, so I've emphasized the importance of having a mantra and how easy it is the practice and how it's going to help us during the day and the moment that we die. Now, a little detail that sometimes people ask is, so which mantra should I choose for that? And should I even choose a mantra? Yeah, there is this idea, this concept that a mantra should be given, yeah, by a teacher. And I would say yes, that's a lovely idea that used to work very well when in the olden times you would go to the ashram and then find a guru, a teacher that is going to direct you, help you learn yoga, and they are going to, when they accept you, if they do, which is not guaranteed, but when they accept you, they would give you an initiation into some mantra practice. They would give you, they would whisper a mantra in your ear, and they would initiate you into that mantra. And that would be your personal mantra. And traditionally, sometimes they would say it's a secret. It's secret. You shouldn't say it to anyone. You shouldn't tell anyone your mantra, and just whisper it in silence or when there's no one around. And that was one way that it was done, through a secret initiation and a secret practice of your mantra. Now, times have changed a lot. We don't necessarily go to an ashram looking for a guru to take us in. Even the age of gurus is kind of in question. We just say now it's teachers, and we assume nobody has reached this level of guruship. We just call them teachers, and as long as we are here in the planet, let's just assume we have work to do, and that's it. And so we then also, in the olden times, the teacher had to choose you. So he had to accept you. You could go to a teacher and say, "You're my teacher." The teacher could say, "No, I'm not taking you," because there was a lot of responsibility. Oh, this is nice. I found a big path after crossing through all the brambles over there. Let's see this way. And you could tell a teacher, "Oh, you're my teacher," and the teacher, "No, you are not ready. Maybe next life." Or he could, say no to test you, and you have to go and clean the entrance of the temple for 10 years before he can let you in. But so the times have changed. Now you can go to any teacher and say, "Well, you are my teacher," and that's it. That's on you. You can choose whoever you want, but you make the choice. Well, we could say in the same way that before, if a teacher would give you a mantra, the mantra was chosen for you. It could also happen that a mantra would choose you, like you chant many, many mantras and then you practice them on your daily basis. And 2 things happen. One is, whenever a situation arises and you need of a particular mantra, because you've chanted them regularly, they will be available whenever you need them. So if an obstacle gets in your way, maybe you need the Ganesha mantra, yeah? So maybe in that moment the Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha would come naturally. And then that's one thing. The other thing that would happen is that the more you chant all these mantras, one would keep coming back again and again and again. And that's the one that would come closer to your heart. and you would feel more connected to. So that would become your personal mantra, and you could say in a way that the mantra chose me rather than I chose that mantra. And you can still certainly do that. You can do it that way. Just chant many mantras and see which one sticks. But you can also just choose which mantra do you wish to establish within you. And it's like what frequency do you want to establish within yourself? Hold on, let me drink a little bit of water. I don't know where we are. So you can choose the frequency that you wish to establish within yourself, and then just start practicing it. It could also happen that a mantra comes to you first, and then you may work on it for several years or many years, and at some point you feel that whatever work that mantra was doing on you is complete, and somehow you get to a next level and a new mantra comes in and feels very, very strongly that that's the new mantra for you to work on. And that can happen. It's not uncommon, and it's fine. It's no problem. Don't feel too attached even to that mantra. Though, yeah, the mantra is that's it. You choose the mantra for life, for your life, and for the moment of death. So of course we become attached to it. But in yoga we also learn to let go of everything, and maybe not of everything. We don't let go of our soul, but the practice of letting go is very strong, and so it may happen that you may need to let go of a particular mantra that you like, or even a particular meditation. There may be a meditation that you enjoy very much, but at some point maybe the work that the meditation was doing is finished, and now you should move on to another one. So that could be good to explore. All right, let's see, we talked about why should we want to work on mantras and the importance in relationship to the mind, how the mind is our biggest obstacle, but also the instrument to utilize to connect to the divine. Mantras help us to protect that mind and so overcome the obstacle, but also to help us to stay tuned to connect to the divine. Particularly because mantras often have associated some aspect of that divine. And we talked about how mantras are useful, particularly in relationship to the world and our relationship to the world, and how we get lost into the world through the five senses. How of all the five senses, the last one that we lose is the sound. Actually, we don't lose that one stays with us beyond the fifth chakra. That's why there is this image of Krishna playing the flute, yeah, and calling you. So the sound is calling you, so sound stays. And the importance of having a mantra to envelop our spirit and our soul the moment that we depart from this earth, to do the departure consciously. We talked about how to choose that personal mantra, and now all we have to do is establish it, yeah? And if you don't have to right away say, oh, I'm gonna establish this mantra or that mantra. You don't have to commit to a specific one right away. You can just start chanting mantras and see where they take you. So how about we just do that now? Let's chant a little bit and let's chant Waheguru today. Yeah, we haven't chanted Waheguru for a while. As we are reaching the highest peak of this little hill, the highest point of the hill, we're going to be chanting Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. 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 profundo. Exhala. Mahiru. Gracias a todos por Oh, I'm going into Spanish. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for supporting the video with likes, subscribes and comments and all that. Let me know, how do you find your personal mantra? Maybe write it in the comments in the chat or the comments. And have a blessed chanting. See you next time. Salam.